Hello, I'm Brandon here, my top 10 sociological concepts. My first one is feminism. Feminism is trying to make a better society for women. There are multiple ways to go about feminism. And an example of feminism is women trying to correct the wage gap in the WNBA so it's more equal to a man's will. The second one is looking glass self. And looking glass self is when we try to see ourselves in another person's point of view. This can usually happen when we try to see how we appear to others, how we think others judge us, and how those two make us feel. An example of this is Legoshi in Beastars. He lives in a world where they're carnivores and herbivores, and he constantly has to check himself and react accordingly so that he doesn't upset the herbivores around him since he's a carnivore himself. Mores are pretty much strict norms that control behavior. They're pretty much laws, but laws are more like formalized mores, if that makes sense. An example of this is psychopaths. And in psychopaths, there's a computer system that tries to stop you from committing crimes before they happen. And yeah. Status is an established rule in society. An example of this is like a celebrity, so like an artist like Rihanna, Beyonce, Jay-Z, J. Cole, people like that. A role is a behavior expected from a status. So, for example, an athlete like LeBron, when LeBron tried to speak out on racial violence and police brutality, he was told by a reporter to shut up and play because he was a dumb athlete. And that's how athletes are viewed in this society, as just a form of entertainment instead of people who can actually speak out on formal justice. Role conflict is when two or more roles have contradicting sides of view, or they have contradicting goals. So an example of this is a protagonist and an antagonist. So for example, a protagonist might want to save the world and the antagonist might want to destroy it. So since their conflicts are both contradicting, they'd end up having to fight each other or go against each other to see who comes on top. Hate crimes are a criminal offense motivated by race, religion, sexual orientation, and things like that. An example is lynching black people, lynching gay people, just overall just bad things to those type of people since you're biased against them. The Triad. A triad consists of is a close knit group of three people, and they're just real close. An example of this is the Miami Heat Big Three, when LeBron, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade all went to the finals, and they took the Miami Heat to the finals. Achieve status is a status gained by effort. An example of this is Naruto. Naruto grew up a poor boy without any family, and he wanted to become the leader of his nation. So he worked real hard, and long story short, he became the leader of his nation. And language is a set of symbols or rules that are combined in a meaningful way to provide a complex communication system. In sports culture, there's words like pick, Hail Mary, go, punt, and these are all words that might not usually be in an English dictionary outside of sports, and it's like sports has its own little language. And that's all.